thank you. Well, I told you last week and this week there, yeah, call them music in Kwan. Show some love. We had family vision in the house last week, and today we have in the house. I didn't know that his real name was I think it's Dennis Nana Jamina, man. Your friend Dennis, and show some love for Dennis. Also, you all go by the name that we all know. Put your hands together before it comes in though. Hold on 1 second. One of my favorite songs in my old age. Yeah, fire, fire. That's all I know. Fire, fire. Take a look at this. And as I'm getting fired up by the music, show some love for the man, KIDI. Very good. KIDI.
Wow,
welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, man. Last week I had your man.
Yeah. I saw that interview.
You saw that interview?
Yes,
yeah.
I did.
And this week I have you, man.
Yes.
And let me just go by. Is it Nana Jamina Dennis?
Dennis Nana Jamina. Nana Kweku Buedi Jamina.
Nana. And how did that all transform into KIDI?
Okay, so I mean, earlier when I started music, I wanted to go by my real name. I mean, I've gone through so many name changes in my lifetime.
Some of them are
Eduardo.
Eduardo?
I remember when I was in high school, I went to a boys' school at Cracker, and it was very kind of unusual for a boy to be doing romantic because these are hard boys and you can't do yourself romantic. And then it's like, as for you, every time you stand up, you want to be Mr. Romantic. And you know, in this telenovelas, they are all called Eduardo, Fernando, Alejandro.
So they call you Eduardo?
Yeah, so I've gone through that. I've gone through Eduardo Schofield. I've gone through Jamina.
Schofield?
Yes, from Prison Break.
Really?
Yes. I've gone through so many name changes. And then finally, when I met Richie Mensah, they were like, you know, I can't use Jamina because there's already been two Jaminas in the industry. There was Dasibet Jamina, there was Michael Jamina, may they also rest in peace. And I was like, you know what, let's research. So they did a lot of research. They went through, asked people for symbolic music names in their native languages, and it came about the name KIDI. So KIDI means rhythm in Hausa.
Oh, really?
Yep.
In what language?
Hausa.
In Hausa?
Yep.
KIDI?
Yep. And KIDI is the name of a drum in the Volta region of Ghana. They have a cultural display of drums, and the KIDI drum is a drum that gives the rhythm to the display.
Show some love for KIDI, man. I see. I sort of love Schofield, though, because I love him in Prison Break. But no, but your show business, KIDI, you can't beat it.
Yes.
Wow. How did the whole Loverboy brand start emerging?
I think I've been a Loverboy since I started working.
Actually, let's take a quick look at these young pictures of a very young Loverboy. Take a look at this.
So I've always been that guy, and then it also translated because of the kind of music I listened to growing up. I mean, my dad was a huge Daddy Lumba Kojenchi fan.
Wow.
So every morning when you wake up in the house, you hear Daddy Lumba, and you know how to do all these love songs. I grew up when I went to primary school. I listened to R&B, Chris Brown. So like all these things were embedded in me as I grew up, and it was kind of inevitable for me to be a Loverboy.
Have you played any? Well, you're going to be doing a movie, so I won't get to that yet.
Okay.
But what Loverboy images that have you admired on the screen?
I mean, growing up, I used to watch Majid Michelle do all these Loverboy Ghanaian things. I mean, Van Vick, I've watched all these people on screens be the Loverboys of our time, and I mean, I pick a little bit of something from all of them. Smooth, respect women, they know how to talk, they know how to weave their way around, like, so today I'm here. So,
and speaking of respect for women, somebody whispered in my ear that, you know, as young and as sexy as a Loverboy, they say you have an eye for older women. Is it true? That's what I heard.
Okay, so this is how I said it.
You said something you said?
Yeah,
okay.
Actually. I was like, ideally, in a perfect world, I would prefer an older woman. But it doesn't mean
that's what
that's what I.
But why would you prefer an older woman in a perfect world?
I feel like personally, this is my opinion. The maturity is very, very attractive. The fact that older women, like, they are not long. Like, they know what they want and they go for it. Yeah. And they don't know my age mates and the younger ones. Sometimes they are very small thing they want to fight. Small thing. Or, you know, so the older women, like, they know how to deal with issues. If there's an issue, we talk it out, we solve it, we move on. Like, there's always that smooth living, and I think that's attractive.
That's interesting, because the girls your age group who also like older women also say the same thing. They want to mature,
exactly.
Whatever.
So I don't know what's so wrong when I say it, because my age with the women always say they like older men because they're mature. Yeah. So if Kidi says she likes older women because they're mature,
but that's great, man. Let's go back a little bit. Where were you born? Are you a DB? You look DB-ish.
This one a DB with hard labor, because
DB with hard labor.
I mean, my family growing up, we were comfortable.
Where were you?
I grew up in lots of places. I was born in Accra, although I'm from Kwu, Eastern region. We lived in South Odoko with my mom and my stepdad. I lived in Weija with my siblings, my brother and my big sister. I lived in Teshin, I've lived in Nungwa, I've lived in Tema, I've lived in so many places, so many. Now I live in Achimota, so I'm like, you see the way people rep their hoods, like Stoneway rep Ashaman, Shatta, like the Fadama, Kwame Eugene Fadama and all of that. If you say, Kidi, where do you rep? I have so many boys from everywhere. I have the Weija boys, I have the Teshi and Nungwa boys, all of them rooting for me, so yeah.
So and your early schooling was where?
Okay, I started Grace Preparatory at First Light, and then I moved to St. Anthony's in Odoko. I went to Lamtemills for a year or two, and I came back to St. Anthony to complete. I went to Accra Academy, and then I went to University of Ghana, Lagos. Yeah.
And by the way, since we are on education, you actually studied economics and information studies.
Yes.
And you graduated?
Yeah, I graduated. It was tough, but I did. It was really tough, especially my final year. I mean, to be honest, there are so many. I look back and I think there are so many things I could have done differently. I should have studied harder, because, to be honest, I'm not proud of it, but I had a few resets here and there. But I managed to kill all of them before graduating. So
that's an important thing.
Yeah.
Wow. But and I think I spoke with you earlier on how there's a new generation coming up. Your generation. Is that you go to the school and study what you have to study, but you never give up on your passion.
Exactly.
Because you're economics background with information.
Exactly. But I'm still doing music.
And you are now known big in the music industry.
Yeah. I mean, growing up, growing up, it wasn't cool. I remember when I was in primary school, when you do career day and they're like, oh, come and tell us what you want to be in future. You never see anybody dressed as a musician. It wasn't cool. It wasn't prestigious. Cool. Everybody would dress as a lawyer, a pilot. Doctor. You never see a young boy with chains and boots coming to say, yo, rapping. Nah, it was never prestigious.
That was on.
How dare you tell your parents you want to be a photographer? Like, it wasn't. You want to be a photo. No. But right now, you can see a lot of people taking up photography, music, things in the arts, and it's very inspiring.
It is. Yeah. What do you think is causing that? Have you thought about it?
I feel like we're growing. The world is changing. Like, people are more embracing. People accept things now. I feel like even 10 years to come, there are things we don't accept now that in 10 years to come will be so cool there. Yeah. So I think it has to do with growth and progress. And
that's very, very true, because I see it. It's happening more and more often. People are really pursuing their passion.
And the media is really playing an important role in this transformation, because now you see that, oh, it's cool for somebody in this country to be doing this. Why can't I do it?
Exactly.
So I gather my talents and go for it.
So now that you're in school, you did you completed everything. Before you joined, or you joined the Hitmaker competition. Were you in school then, or was it after?
Yeah, I was still in school. I was in Legon playing background shows. I mean, I used to perform everywhere. Everywhere there is a speaker, there is a mic, there is a guitar. You see Eduardo there. I performed at so many places, in pubs, people's weddings, restaurants, ice cream shops, pizza shops. Performed everywhere. And I feel like all of those things I did was very necessary because they built me up for what was yet to come in my life. Yeah.
So how long have you had that interest in music, that even while you're in school, you're performing in pubs and things?
As for the music, yeah, I've had the passion like since I was probably like 12 or 7. Let me say 7 because I used to listen. 7 was I knew what I was listening to. But at 12, I started singing in church, started singing in school fanfares and all of that. I mean, wherever there is a mic, you will find me there because I used to be an extrovert too, so extrovert mixed with somebody who liked music. I was everywhere. Yeah.
So in school there, you were studying for your finals, or you were in school registered at. At what point did you decide? Okay, let me go and try this hitmaker competition.
Before I even tried, I actually didn't have interest in reality shows at all. Although like I loved watching them from Mentor to Stars. I watched every single one of them, but I always realized that there was a pattern. Always the winner didn't have anything serious going for them. Their career never like went to the next level. So it was very scary for me. I was like, hey, so what if I also go and then because I love it, I'm going and I win and then something doesn't happen. My life doesn't go the way I wanted to. So I was a bit skeptical about joining reality shows. But then
that you can go and probably win.
Exactly.
And then after that,
nothing happened. And that's even the worst because you'll be on TV for about 12 weeks and then people will know you and love you. And after that,
you're out of the scene.
It was scary for me. But then I met Richie Mensah around that time. And he was, before that, I used to go to links a lot, like just to go and watch them record, sit there and watch how they do their stuff and all of that. And he taught me a few things here and there. I was like, you know what? There's no harm in trying. Maybe you could be the first person who will win and then something will actually come. You cannot sit back and you don't try and say, oh, everybody's failing, so I won't try. So he said, go to auditions. I went, and then lo and behold, I entered the live shows, and then God being so good, I won. Yeah.
The moment of winning, as you were performing, did you? Sometimes you know how you're on the stage and you can feel it. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I've nailed it.
Oh, yeah.
Was there a feeling like that?
Oh yeah. I mean, every week when you are performing, you know that you are killing it because you can see the crowd reaction and all of that. At the same time, you kill it and go backstage. The next person will also kill it. Then now you are wondering, this thing is not easy. But it was fun because that was a challenge. I mean, before that, I was used to just sitting behind a piano, performing, sitting behind a guitar. I wasn't used to movements on stage and all of that. But that was a challenge for me because there were people on the show that were amazing performers. They can dance, they can move the crowd. So it was a challenge for me to learn to move out of my comfort zone and actually be an entertainer, not just a singer. So that was a great challenge for me. And I mean, I overcame it, so.
So you're supposed to be an entertainer on stage?
Yes.
And when you heard your name as a winner,
that day, my mind was blank. It was white. You see, when you put on a TV, those times GTV at 1 and then it's not working. That's what my mind was. It was just blank. And even it didn't dawn on me until like the next morning when I woke up. And I was like, wow, this actually happened. I won 100,000 Ghana Cedi recording contract. And that was when the rest of my life began.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So you had known Richie Mensah before this?
Yeah, I had known
so him. Was it an automatic thing?
No.
You got on board, or it took a while?
It took a while because I was still very skeptical because even Richie Mensah knew that, I mean, these things, it's 50-50 for you. But I was like, you know, in life, dear, you have to try. You cannot sit back and not try. Then you will not know how far you can go. So he asked me to try. I went for the audition, and the judges loved me. They're like, oh, where have you been? Come on, you are good, blah, blah. We went to the second phase, third phase, qualified to the live shows, and it was tough. I even remember in the competition, my first performance came to sing. I was like, wow, who is this boy? Second week, I came to sing, wow, who is this boy? Now, third week, it's like, okay, yeah, we know you can sing. Now, what again? What do you have for us? That was a challenge because now I had to do something new, something different.
And what did you have to come up with?
And then the third week, I performed a high-tempo song. I remember Kunzihene, and I had to dance and show them that, yeah, I'm not just a good voice, I can also perform. So it was a huge challenge. And that week, I performed that up-tempo song. I won the best performance of the week.
This is awesome. This is awesome. So you won that and then went back to school to finish with your...
And yeah, after, I remember the final, when I finished the show, I went back to campus. My roommate was lying in bed when I got there. I was like, so did you win? Like, yeah, you can see my big check that I'm carrying. Of course I won. And the next morning I had to go back to reality. I had to go back to lectures. And when I entered lecture, I mean, a few people knew it because I seen me on TV. It's like, hey, you're the guy on TV. My head was big, like, hey. But yeah, it was back to reality now. There was a few more weeks for final exams, so I had to like go back and then, oh, KSM. It was hard, but God was good. God came through.
But so you saw the check, you saw you had won. Did that in a way impact your enthusiasm for studies? Did you think that, oh, I have a backup now, so I don't care now?
Actually, on the contrary, actually made me more, wanted more, because I'm like, okay, I've won. There's a victory, there's an achievement, there's a face of life, I've achieved something now. Wouldn't it be nice if I also kill the education and I have both, and then when I'm going home, I'm proud MCA maker, when I'm proud University of Ghana Legon graduate. Like I couldn't afford to take an L on the education level, so I had to like also go hard there and make sure all the receipts I had, I killed it. So yeah, it happened.
So it happened.
It happened.
Just a love, man. We're going to take a look at another video. You pick, and then we'll go to commercial break. When we come back, we'll continue with our talk here. So what are we going to see now?
Let's see Mr. Badman featuring Kwesiata.
Mr. Badman. Take a look at this.
The KSM Show.